Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Israel Brief, brought to you by Lay of the Land. I'm Rolene Marks, bringing you the top stories from Israel and the region every Monday to Thursday, right here, or if you fancy, on our YouTube channel. And you can find us at the Israel Brief, and all you have to do is click on the subscribe button. Well, we are just days away, essentially, from a major election. Well, it's not an Israeli election, thank goodness. We've had more than our fair share of those. But one that really affects us wherever we are in the world, and that is the US elections. And we will see the current president, Donald Trump, go head-to-head with his Democratic rival, Joe Biden. But what does this mean for Israel, for the Jewish people, especially at a time of rising anti-Semitism around the world? And what prompted us talking about this is an op-ed written in today's Times of Israel, where Joe Biden, commemorating the 2-year anniversary of the Pittsburgh massacre at the Tree of Life synagogue, spoke about how if he is elected, he will commit to fighting anti-Semitism and for standing by Israel's security. However, the Democratic Party and Joe Biden have come under tremendous criticism over the last couple of years for allowing some of their members, including their rookie Congresswoman AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Ilan Omar, and Rashida Tlaib, to speak about or to promote BDS, which is inherently anti-Semitic, and to be very, very partisan when it comes to the issue of Israel and the Palestinians. And another issue is the fact that Joe Biden has stepped back criticism, or has apologized for any criticism, against Linda Sarsour, somebody who is seen as infamously anti-Semitic. So it's going to be interesting to see if he's elected, if he will fulfill these promises. But we have to remember, very importantly, that the Democratic Party still remains a very, very strong supporter of the state of Israel. This is an issue that enjoys support, or bipartisan support, from both parties. But now, where does Donald Trump stand on the issue? Donald Trump, the Republican nominee, the current president, hoping to be elected for a second term. Well, some might say that he is the most pro-Israel president, having moved the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, something that his predecessors promised to do, but which he, in fact, actually did. We only have to look around the Middle East at the normalization deals that are taking place. However, where he has come under tremendous criticism is for his failure to rein in white supremacists. And there has been a lot of discussion around whether or not the president is or isn't an anti-Semite. Those close to him say that he isn't. However, he does face tremendous criticism for allowing groups to flourish under his presidency. And we have seen a significant upsurge in the United States of anti-Semitism, in particular anti-Semitism coming from the far right. So as always, Israelis will be focused over the next couple of days on the Biden and the Trump campaigns, and we will see who wins the next elections and, of course, what impact it will have on us Israelis. We now go to the Czech Republic, where the Czech Parliament has voted in an overwhelming majority to acknowledge that Hizbollah is now a terror organization. These are all the wings, political and military wing of Hizbollah. They have designated Hizbollah a terror organization, and this comes just days after Estonia and Guatemala did the exact same thing. So the Czech Republic will join other European countries like Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, who are normally very neutral in designating this a terror group, and other countries, including the United States and many others in Latin America, just showing that the anti-Hezbollah sentiment is growing not just in Lebanon but around the world, as people are recognizing that this Iranian proxy is a terror organization and not a political or military organization, as they would have you believe. And our final story brings us back to Israel, seeing that we have toured the world, and takes us to Israel's Ministry of Strategic Affairs. They have released a study documenting 117 Palestinian bot accounts on social media that have gone on a campaign of trying to delegitimize the State of Israel, especially with regards to the upcoming ICC, that's the International Criminal Court probe taking place next June, as well as issues of annexation. And for those who don't know, bots are essentially robots who have Twitter accounts and push forward a specific agenda. And these kind of bots are not just specific to politics, but we've seen them in other areas as well. But in this particular case, they have been exposed as pushing forward this particular agenda. And what is also interesting is that the Ministry of Strategic Affairs, who at the outset were extremely dedicated to fighting against BDS and combating their influence there, they are pivoting, they are changing their campaign to focus less on BDS as a movement. This could be because they really are reaching the end of their life, despite a few straggling supporters, and are focusing more on the campaign of delegitimization against the State of Israel. So we will be following the Ministry of Strategic Affairs to see how they roll out their new strategy. Those are the top stories making headlines today. Don't forget to check out our content online on our website at www.layoftheland.online. Also our Facebook page. You can find us at Lottle Site. Sorry, a cat got my tongue there for a second. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Israel Brief and follow and interact with us on Twitter. We are not a bot, and you can find us at Lay of the Land 5. So with the Wednesday edition of The Israel Brief, I'm Raylene Marks. We'll chat again tomorrow.